Ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood is officially back. After years of strikes, box office disappointments, and audiences staying home, 2026 and 2027 are shaping up to be two of the most insane years in movie history. We are talking about Spider-Man returning, Iron Man returning, as a villain, Christopher Nolan doing ancient Greece on IMAX, Toy Story coming back, Star Wars hitting the big screen for the first time in years, and two Avengers films that could be the biggest superhero events since Endgame. If you love movies, this video is for you. Buckle up because this is going to be a long one. Let's go through every massive movie coming your way in 2026 and 2027. The spring blockbusters, April to June 2026. We kick off 2026 with something the whole family is going to lose their minds over. The Super Mario Galaxy movie drops on April 3rd. And after the original Super Mario Bros. Movie became a billion-dollar smash, the Nintendo brand is king, and this sequel has the spring box office almost entirely to itself. Expect another $1 billion. Easy. Then in May, something absolutely historic happens. On May 22nd, 2026, Star Wars returns to the big screen for the first time since 2019 with The Mandalorian and Grogu. The first theatrical Star Wars release in years, bringing the beloved Disney Plus characters to cinema for an all-new adventure. For Star Wars fans, this is the moment they have been waiting for since Rise of Skywalker left a very sour taste. Also in May comes The Devil Wears Prada 2 on May 1st, reuniting Meryl Streep as the fearsome Miranda Priestley and Anne Hathaway as Andy, more than 2 decades after the original. Millennial women everywhere are already losing their minds, and rightfully so. Then June brings us something Pixar desperately needs. Toy Story 5 hits on June 19th, bringing back Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. And director Andrew Stanton has teased that the plot will hold up a mirror to our swipey modern world, hinting at tech and tablet obsession. Box office analysts are already predicting it will be the biggest family film of the year. Woody and Buzz are back, and Pixar needs this one badly. The Summer Monsters, July 2026. July 2026 might be the single greatest month for movies in years. 3 absolutely enormous films all land within 2 weeks of each other. First up, July 10th. Disney's live-action Moana remake stars Dwayne Johnson returning as Maui, alongside a reimagined story with expansive visuals and new musical storytelling. After the success of The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, Disney is betting big on Moana. And with The Rock involved, this one is hard to bet against. Then July 17th. This is the one film critics are calling the most ambitious project of the entire year. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey follows the Greek king Odysseus, played by Matt Damon, and his long, treacherous journey home from the Trojan War, facing Cyclopes, sirens, and the witch goddess Circe along the way. The cast is absolutely stacked. Matt Damon as Odysseus, Tom Holland as his son Telemachus, Anne Hathaway as Penelope, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, Charlize Theron, and Jon Bernthal, all shot entirely in IMAX. Nolan turned the life story of J. Robert Oppenheimer into a silver screen sensation. And the Trojan War sounds even more commercial. July belongs to Nolan. And then, just 2 weeks later, July 31st, Spider-Man Brand New Day brings Tom Holland back as Peter Parker for his 4th solo MCU film. Following the events of No Way Home, where a spell caused the entire world to forget who he is. This one is darker than previous Spider-Man films, bringing in Charlie Cox as Daredevil and Jon Bernthal as the Punisher, hinting at a grittier, street-level New York crime story. Holland is dusting off his Spidey suit for the first time since No Way Home became a $1.9 billion bonanza. The expectations are through the roof. The rest of 2026, fall and winter. After that insane summer, 2026 doesn't slow down for a single second. In November, The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping arrives. A brand new chapter in the Hunger Games universe that will have fans of the franchise absolutely glued to their seats. Then comes December 18th, and this is where history gets made. Two of the most anticipated films of the decade land on the same day. First, Avengers: Doomsday, directed by the Russo brothers, the team behind Infinity War and Endgame. This film brings together the biggest cast in MCU history. Robert Downey Jr. returns, not as Iron Man, but as the terrifying villain Dr. Doom. Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Anthony Mackie as Captain America, Vanessa Kirby as Invisible Woman, Florence Pugh, Simu Liu, Sebastian Stan, and in one of the most shocking reveals, the original X-Men, Patrick Stewart as Professor X, Ian McKellen as Magneto, plus Chris Evans reportedly back as Steve Rogers. Early box office tracking in March 2026 is already showing it predicted to be 2026's highest-grossing film. On that same day, Denis Villeneuve closes out his Dune trilogy with Dune Part 3, based on Dune Messiah, bringing back Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Florence Pugh, and Anya Taylor-Joy, alongside newcomer Robert Pattinson as the shape-shifting villain Seitel. Two absolute monster films on one single day. December 18th, 2026. Mark it in your calendar right now. 2027, the finale of an era. And then we get to 2027. And honestly, it might be even bigger than 2026. In February, Ice Age returns with Ice Age Boiling Point, bringing back Manny, Sid, and Diego after nearly a decade away. Then in spring, a new Fast and Furious film is confirmed for April 2027, with Vin Diesel and the family returning one more time. Spider-Man. Beyond the Spider-Verse finally arrives. The long-awaited conclusion to Miles Morales' animated trilogy, picking up directly after the cliffhanger ending of Across the Spider-Verse. Fans have been waiting for this one for years. The pressure is enormous. Frozen 3 arrives in November 2027, bringing Elsa, Anna, and the beloved characters back with brand new songs. And you already know every child on the planet is going to be singing that soundtrack for the next 2 years. And then, December 17th, 2027, the grand finale. Avengers: Secret Wars, directed by the Russo brothers, starring Robert Downey Jr., Pedro Pascal, Letitia Wright as Black Panther, Paul Bettany as White Vision, and Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, is set to be the conclusion of the entire multiverse saga. Marvel's Kevin Feige himself has implied Secret Wars will be a soft reboot of the MCU, allowing Marvel to keep what works, remove what doesn't, and bring back characters audiences thought were gone forever. This is not just a movie. This is the end of an era, and the beginning of whatever comes next. So there you have it. 2 years, dozens of films. Toy Story, Star Wars, Spider-Man, 2 Avengers films. Christopher Nolan doing Homer in IMAX. Dune finishing its trilogy. And Robert Downey Jr. coming back as the greatest villain Marvel has ever had. After years of the film industry battling the aftermath of COVID and Hollywood strikes, 2026 is shaping up to be the year Hollywood truly gets its mojo back. And 2027? That's the year it finishes what it started. Which film are you most excited about? Drop it in the comments right now. I want to know, is it Avengers: Doomsday, The Odyssey, Dune Part 3, Spider-Man? Let the debate begin. And if you want to stay on top of everything happening in Hollywood, every week, every story, make sure you subscribe to Hollywood HQ right now. We cover it all. See you in the next one.